Okay, let's start now. This is your module 3, which is the care for elderly, special needs, and disabilities. Okay, so let's talk about the human needs. This is in a pyramid. Okay, the first level of the Maslow's hierarchy of needs is your physiological needs. When you say physiological needs, these are the basic needs of man. Okay, what are the basic needs of man? Not only those who are sick, it's also our needs. We need food, water, warmth, and shelter. So that is the very basic need of man, and that is physiological needs. After we met those physiological needs, we have to go to the next level of our needs, which is safety, security, order, and stability. This is security of our self, will be free from any harm, or so we need a home. Okay, and we need a home where our family will be safe. And security, secured of our finances, of our financial resources, stability of our work or employment. Once we reach or we met the safety needs, let's go to the next level of our needs, which is love and belongingness. So we need to be in a group where we are accepted. We need acceptance from others, or we need to be accepted by others around us. We need to have a stable relationship. Okay, we need social affiliation, and we want to be accepted by the community. That is love and belongingness. And after we met those needs, the next level of human needs is our esteem. Esteem within the group, we need to be recognized, admired as individuals because of our accomplishments or the things that we accomplished. We need to be recognized. We need prestige and power. We need to be accepted. We need respect from others, respect by others. Okay, and the last level of the hierarchy of needs is self-actualization, which is very hard to attain because we desire to experience a deeper fulfillment or realization, or we need to realize more and more of our potentials. So this is the self-actualization. Let's say, for example, you have a sedan car, and because your finances increases, you were promoted in your work, and you want to have more than sedan, and you are aiming a higher level or another car, okay, which is SUV. So that is your self-actualization because you want to fulfill something that this is more of your experiences and desire to have a deeper fulfillment and realizing more of your potentials. So you are aiming more. Okay? So that is self-actualization. Now, hierarchy of needs is being developed by a theorist named Maslow's. Okay, so you can now see the hierarchy, which is the level of the hierarchy of needs is physiological needs, which is the basic needs of man. Okay, now let's discuss the body systems. Okay, so we have 9 body systems: digestive system, respiratory system, we have the integumentary system, we have the circulatory, respiratory, okay, urinary system. Okay. So we have to discuss that one by one. Okay, let's start first from your digestive system. So your digestive system is made up of organs and break up into food, proteins, vitamins, minerals, carbohydrates, and fats, which the body needs for energy, growth, and repair. Okay, may I know, guys, is this we are in the right track? Are we in the right track? Sir Renato, are we in the right track of Module 3? Please check your notes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Now, so digestive system is made up of organs. We have the alimentary tract and we have the accessory organs. When we say the alimentary tract, so it includes your esophagus, your stomach, your small intestines, your large intestines, okay? For accessory organs, they are organs within our digestive system, and we have the liver, we have the gallbladder, and we have the pancreas. Okay, they are included in the digestive system as accessory organs. Now, this digestive system, it breaks down food into proteins, vitamins, minerals, carbohydrates, and fats, which our body needs for growth, energy, and repair. So a simple discussion on the structure of our digestive system, it started from the mouth. Okay, so when we eat food, we chew our food into tiny pieces, or in the tiny pieces, in order that we're going to swallow it. Okay, and we swallow the food by the use of our tongue and our saliva. Now, the food goes to our pharynx and goes to our esophagus, the largest passage of food. And it goes directly to our stomach. In our stomach, it mixed with digestive enzymes and gastric juices. Now, from the stomach, it goes to our small intestine where nutrients are absorbed. So what are nutrients? We have three types of nutrients. Water is a nutrient. Energy yielding food, which is carbohydrates, fats, proteins, and micronutrients, which are your vitamins and minerals. So they are being absorbed in our small intestine. And when it is absorbed, the residue of our food that we have eaten will goes to the large intestine. Okay? And the large intestine, water and solid separates. Now, this residue will goes to your colon, your rectum, and it passes to your anus and out as waste or stool. Now, the next is your endocrine system. Your endocrine system is made up of group of glands that produces long-distance messengers, or we call these hormones. They are chemicals that control our body function, okay, such as metabolism, growth, and your sexual development. So, sorry, we have glands in our body, okay, and we have the following glands that produces hormones. We have the hypothalamus and pineal in our brain, pituitary gland. We have the parathyroid gland in our thyroid, and thyroid gland, thymus gland in our heart, adrenal gland in our kidneys, and pancreas that produce insulin. We have also gonads. Okay, ovaries for female, they produces hormones like estrogen and progesterone, and for male we have testes that produce testosterone. Okay, now those are part of your endocrine system. How about your immune system? Your immune system is the body's defense system against infections and diseases. Okay, we have organs, tissues, cells, and cell products that work together to respond to dangerous organisms. And what are those dangerous organisms? We have viruses or bacteria, and substances that may enter the body from the environment. So once viruses and bacteria tries to enter the body from environment, and if we have no barriers for infections, okay, so they can penetrate or they can go inside our body and it will cause infection and diseases. Now let's know what are the part of our immune system. Mucous membrane in our nose, their tonsils. Okay, once we are sick, our tonsils gets inflamed. Okay, because they are fighting against infections. They are fighting against viruses that comes to invade our body. We have the lymphatic vessels, the lymph nodes. We have lymph nodes here in our axillary, in our inguinal, we have lymph nodes, and the thymus. The spleen also is part of your immune system. And your skin that serves as barrier from viruses and bacteria that want to invade our body, so they are part of our immune system. Our bone marrow and lymphatic vessels that filters bacteria and viruses, they are part of our they are the lymphatic vessels. Okay, so lymphatic system is a defense system of our body. Okay, it filters out organism that causes and produces white blood cells, and these white blood cells is the one who fights against bacteria and viruses, and we call them as our soldiers, the body soldiers, and they generate disease fighting antibodies. Now, how about the muscular system? The muscular system is made of our tissues. And they work with the skeletal system, and it controls our movement. So there are three kinds of or types of muscle in our body. We have our muscles, which is we call that skeletal muscles, and skeletal muscles are voluntary. Okay, when we say I have to walk, so your muscles in your legs starts to move. I want to run, so the muscles in our legs starts to move. So they are the skeletal muscles. And we have the smooth muscles in our intestines, in our urinary, and in our uterus. So they are involuntary. You cannot control them. Okay? And the only muscles that is found in your heart is, we call that the cardiac muscles. It's the only muscle that is found in your heart, and that cardiac muscle is involuntary. So you cannot control. They work or they pump and contract and relax your muscles of the heart lifetime. Okay, so we have the major muscles in our body. Okay, we have the deltoid, pectoralis major, we have the bicep. They are the major muscles in our body, and their name were derived in according to the characteristic of the muscles itself. Let's go to your nervous system. The nervous system is made up of your brain, your spinal cord, and your nerves. So one of the most important system in your body, because it's the body's control system. It's the computer of our body. It sends and it receives messages, okay, throughout the body. So we have the brain, the spinal cord. Okay, messages are being transmitted. Okay, it passes to our spinal cord going to our nerves. Okay, we have the peripheral nervous system and we have the central nervous system. The next body system is reproductive system. The reproductive system allows human to produce children. Okay, so sperm from the male, it fertilizes an female egg or ovum in the fallopian tube. So when there is coitus, okay, the sperm enters the female reproductive system, and when the time the female is fertile, okay, or when the egg cells are mature, then they release, okay, from the ovaries. And it is the fembrate who catches those matured egg cells, and one lucky sperm cell can only enter the egg cell. And that union of sperm cell and egg cell, we call it fertilization. And that fertilized egg, we call it a zygote. Okay, and they rapidly divides into mitotic, okay, division, and it will turn into a zygote, okay. I mean, the fertilized egg, we call that ovum, and it transforms to a zygote, and that zygote will turns into a fetus. And when that time, the fetus is already 37 to 42 weeks, it's time to be delivered, okay, and we call that term baby. And under 37 weeks, we call that prematurity, okay, or preterm baby. Okay, so we have the picture of the male and the female reproductive system. Okay, so we're done. Okay, let's go to your respiratory system. Okay, your respiratory system is a system that brings air inside our lungs, and we inhale oxygen and gives off or remove air from the lungs, and that is your carbon dioxide. It includes the nose, trachea, and lungs. Okay, so this is the picture of your respiratory system. So we inhale, okay, air or oxygen from our nose. Okay, it goes to our pharynx, our larynx, and it passes through the air, the big air tube. We call that trachea. Okay, on our trachea, it branches into big branches. We call that bronchi. Okay, and at the end of the bronchi, there are small branches. We call that bronchioles. And we have that grape-like, okay, structure at the end of the bronchioles. We call that alveoli. Okay, they are air sacs that where oxygen and carbon dioxide exchange happens. Okay, so when we breathe, we inhale and exhale. So the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide happens in our alveoli. And the lower part of our lungs, we have the diaphragm. Okay, so diaphragm, during inhalation, this diaphragm expands. Okay, it allows the chest to expand, and they push. Okay, diaphragm is a muscles at the base of the lungs, so they push our lungs in order this to expand. Okay, our skeletal muscles serve as a protection of the organs, and it also made up of your bones, ligaments, and tendons. So we have 206 bones, okay, in our body. That is an adult person has 206 bones. Now let's go to your urinary system. The urinary system eliminates waste from the body in form of urine. So our blood is being filtered, okay, in our kidneys. And the waste from the blood combines with water in a form of urine. Okay, the kidney removes waste from the blood, and it combines with water to form a urine. So from the kidneys, we have two kidneys, okay? The urine travels down into a thin tubules, we call that ureters, okay? And from the end of the ureters, once the bladder is full, there is a reservoir, okay? We call that bladder, where urine is being discharged. Okay, and once it is already in the bladder, this urine is being discharged through the urethra. Okay, so that is your kidneys, ureters, and bladder and urethra. Okay, we have the circulatory system. The circulatory system is the body transport system. It transports blood and nutrients. Okay, what are the part of our nutrients? Okay, including oxygen. Okay, so our blood carries oxygen. The heart pumps blood, and arteries and veins transport it. Okay, so the heart pumps blood, the arteries and the veins is the one who transport it. So the oxygen-rich blood leaves the left side of the heart and enters the biggest artery called the aorta. And the aorta branches into small arteries which even have small vessels that travels all over the body. Okay, so they gives nutrients and they transport nutrients and oxygen to the cells. Okay, and takes in carbon dioxide, water, and waste. So the blood which have no longer contains oxygen nutrients, they goes to the heart and through the veins, and these veins carries waste products away from the cells, then bring back again to the heart, and they have to pick oxygen from the lungs, and they have to eliminate the waste carbon dioxide, and that oxygenated blood will be distributed in all parts of our body. And the last system, which is the largest body system, is the integumentary system. Okay, the largest organ is the skin because we are covered by skin. Okay, the biggest or the largest organ in the digestive system is the liver. Okay, but overall, the largest organ is our skin. It contains, the integumentary system contains of skin, hair, nails, and exocrine glands. Okay. Our skin is only a few milliliters, yet the largest organ in the body. Okay, so our skin has 3 layers. The epidermis, which is the outer layer that serves as a barrier from microorganism and from water that they serve as barrier so that those microorganism and water cannot go inside our body. And the next layer after epidermis is your dermis, and the deeper layer of our skin, we call it hypodermis. So we will know what are the physiological changes in elderly. There are physiological changes that happens in our elderly patients. So what about the integumentary system? What happens? Okay, so the most common that is visible with our eyes is the skin. Okay, the skin of our elderly becomes wrinkled.